Welcome to Books in Minutes, where we transform the world's most powerful books into stories that teach, inspire, and change your mindset. Today, we dive into the mind of a man whose name has become the symbol of financial wisdom, Warren Buffett. He's not just a billionaire, he's a teacher, a philosopher, and an example of how patience, discipline, and lifelong learning can turn ordinary beginnings into extraordinary success. This is the complete summary of Money-Making Skills by Warren Buffett, the secrets of wealth building from the greatest investor of all time. So sit back, relax, and let's learn how to think and earn like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett was born in Omaha, Nebraska in 1930 during the Great Depression. Money was scarce, but curiosity was abundant. At the age of 6, little Warren bought 6 bottles of Coca-Cola for 25 cents and sold them for 30 cents. His first profit, 5 cents, was the spark that lit a lifelong passion for business. By age 11, he bought his first stock, 3 shares of Cities Service Preferred. The stock price dropped right after he bought it. Buffett panicked and sold it when it barely rose back to his buying price. A few weeks later, the stock tripled in value. That mistake taught him one of his first money-making principles. The stock market rewards patience, not panic. From that moment, Buffett became obsessed with learning. He read every financial book he could find, especially The Intelligent Investor by Graham Bentham, which changed his life. Graham taught him the concept of value investing. Don't buy what's popular, buy what's valuable. Buffett realized wealth wasn't about luck, it was a skill built from observation, discipline, and education. He once said, "The best investment you can make is in yourself." That's where wealth truly begins, with knowledge. In today's fast world, people chase quick profits, crypto booms, stock trends, instant trades. But Buffett's secret, the exact opposite. He calls patience his superpower. The stock market is designed to transfer money from the impatient to the patient. He doesn't invest based on emotions. He waits for months, even years, for the right opportunity. He compares investing to baseball. You don't have to swing at every pitch. Wait for the one that feels right. This patience allows him to avoid mistakes that come from greed or fear. He reminds us that money grows slowly, then suddenly. Buffett also created 2 rules every investor should live by. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. He means protect your capital. Think long-term. When others panic, Buffett watches quietly. When others are greedy, he steps back. Because real wealth isn't made during good times, it's made during downturns, when smart investors buy while others sell. That's patience turned into power. Most people think price equals value. Buffett disagrees. He says, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Buffett doesn't buy stocks, he buys businesses. He studies their balance sheets, leadership, products, and long-term potential. He asks, is this company strong enough to survive hard times? Do I understand how it makes money? Would I still own it if the market closed for 10 years? That's his famous circle of competence rule. He never invests in something he doesn't understand. During the dot-com bubble, everyone was buying tech companies without knowing what they did. Buffett stayed out. People called him old-fashioned. When the bubble burst, he was one of the few who didn't lose billions. His philosophy is simple. It's better to be approximately right than precisely wrong. He looks for companies with durable value, like strong brands like Coca-Cola, Apple, and Amex Express, businesses people will still love in 20 years. Albert Einstein called compounding the eighth wonder of the world. Warren Buffett proved it. He says, "My life has been a product of compound interest." He didn't become a billionaire overnight. In fact, 99% of his wealth came after his 50th birthday. That's the beauty of compounding. Small, consistent actions growing exponentially over time. If you invest $1 every day at 10% annual return, in 50 years, you'll have over $100,000. Buffett applied this principle not just to money, but to learning, trust, and relationships. He reads over 500 pages a day, building knowledge that compounds. He treats his reputation as a growing investment, protecting it like gold. He says, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." If you think about that, you'll do things differently. Buffett's secret is simple. Invest early, invest consistently, and let time do the heavy lifting. If intelligence alone built wealth, every economist would be rich. But Buffett says emotional control is more important than IQ. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your money. The biggest enemy of investors is not the market, it's their own emotions. Fear makes you sell too soon. Greed makes you buy too high. Buffett stays calm when markets crash. He avoids emotional decision-making by following logic and long-term thinking. He once said, "The market is a voting machine in the short term, but a weighing machine in the long term." That means popularity drives short-term prices, but real value wins over time. He avoids comparing himself to others. In his words, the big mistake people make is trying to be smarter than everyone else instead of being more disciplined than everyone else. That's emotional mastery, and that's a skill that makes money. Buffett lives by simplicity. He doesn't use fancy models or hundreds of investments. He focuses on a few things he understands deeply. He says, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." He chooses focus over complexity. Even his lifestyle is simple. He still lives in the same house he bought in 1958. He eats McDonald's breakfast, drinks Coca-Cola, and drives himself to work. Why? Because it keeps his mind clear. He focuses his energy where it matters most, decision-making. Buffett believes wealth isn't about doing more, it's about doing the right things consistently. Despite being worth over $100 billion, Buffett plans to give away 99% of his fortune. He once said, "If you are the luckiest 1% of humanity, you owe it to the rest of humanity to think about the other 99%. He doesn't believe money defines success. He believes character does. He measures wealth not by how much he earns, but by how many people he helps. He teaches that money should be a servant, not a master. And that's why Warren Buffett remains admired not just as a billionaire, but as a wise teacher of life. So what can we learn from Warren Buffett's money-making skills? Invest in yourself before anything else. Be patient. Time is your greatest ally. Focus on value, not price. Control your emotions. Keep life simple. And remember, the goal isn't just to make money, but to make meaning. Because wealth built on wisdom lasts longer than fortune built on luck. Thank you for watching Books in Minutes. If you learned something today, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because knowledge grows when it's shared. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep compounding your wisdom.